Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Namdi Odipo. At this point, I dare say the mandate is on cruise control. My guests have over time exuded a sense that they understand the imperatives for quality and responsible leadership. Yet again, tonight, our focus remains on the 10th National Assembly, and I have two guests on standby lined up, and I'm very eager to speak to them on their experiences as they join their colleagues in enacting those legislations that would fast-track national development. Remember, we're live in Abuja, and this is the mandate. Well, my first guest for tonight is known as energetic and intellectually ambidextrous. He has presided over a peculiar chamber. He needed the patience of Job and the guilt of David. Well, we could say he made his mark. Marcus Onobun, currently the Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly and member-elect, Esan Central, Esan West, and Igueben Federal Constituency. Welcome to the mandate.
Thank you. Good evening, Nigerians.
Mr. Speaker, you know, I listened to parts of your victory speech. You made inferences and promises not to betray the trust of your people, your constituents, those who voted you in. I don't know. What exactly did you mean when you said that you have learned lessons, during the campaigns, and that you are resolved at this point to always be on the side of the people? What exactly does that mean, especially as we go forward and beyond the election?
Well, thank you. What I meant is that you need to be on the side of the people to be able to win the confidence of the people, to be able to represent the people. And you agree with me that there was a wide wind, that blew across the country during these 2023 elections. The obedient wind, where the politicians who hitherto thought they had sway to their various areas, most of them lost elections. Governors lost elections. Their bid to return to Senate, and most big wings lost elections. And it will interest you to know that as we speak today, I'm the only candidate of the PDP that won elections in Edo to the Federal House of Representatives and even the Senate. So for me, it's as a reason of my, being with the people that actually brought me here, because it was a tight race, as a matter of fact. But the fact that I'm a grassroots politician, I'm a youth, and I was able to, relate with them at every given point. They reposed that confidence in me and they voted me to come to National Assembly.
And in the context of your new, in the context of the mandates that you've now been given by the same people, what does that say in terms of, always having the people on your side? Prospecting now and going forward, especially with the mandate they've given you, what are the targets that you're setting essentially so that you don't derail from the dreams and aspirations of your constituent?
Well, for me, lessons learned is that our people, yes, they are high expectations, but they don't expect too much. If you make yourself invisible, be rest assured that they will vote you out when you need their votes. But when you make yourself available, when you make yourself accessible, when you make yourself visible, I'm very sure that their expectations to a very large extent will be met. So for me, I'll be interacting with my constituent from time to time.
Periodically, intermittently, or regularly?
Regularly, periodically, intermittently, all of the above. To making sure that
you're not out of touch.
Exactly. They're in a picture of what we are doing here in National Assembly. I'm going to set up a constituency office to which they can reach me all the time. And above all, my phones are going to be open by way of text messages, social media, and what have you. And I've made it very clear that what I'm coming to do in National Assembly to come and champion the youth inclusion in Nigeria, to come and champion women development, to come and champion women inclusiveness in politics. And above all, to also join my colleagues to see how we can push policies and programs that will guarantee food security in Nigeria. Over the years, as a reason of the banditry and all kind of insecurity in the land, you see that what we face today in Nigeria is food shortage, which has led to the fact that foodstuff prices have skyrocketed in the Nigerian market. So we'll do all that we can to be able to join hands with colleagues and as well help governments to turn out policies and programs that will guarantee security and also help to making sure that we appeal to Nigerians that this is the only country we have. We don't have any other place we call home. And
indeed,
once we are able to get this right, I'm sure that things will begin to turn around. And I believe and I'm very confident that the 10th Assembly, considering the crop of members elect that we have today, is not going to be business as usual. But I can assure Nigerians that we're going to be speaking on their behalf and things will turn out for the better.
You know, you've thrown up a couple of pointers for us, I mean, going forward in our conversation. And I'd like to see how, that we take on as many of these issues as possible, like you've thrown up. You've talked about joining hands with your colleagues. You know, in your time as Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, you're known to have administered a House of 24 members with just 10. So, I mean, beyond the issues of how challenging that must have been for you as Speaker, is also the issue of the challenge, or your willingness or the willingness to work with people from outside of your political camp. How vast are you likely to be in the practice of collaborative negotiations, either with competitors or with political opponents, as you head into the 10th National Assembly?
Well, first, talking about Edo State House of Assembly, where I'm currently the Speaker, it will interest you to know that I came on board as Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly October 2020 as a reason of the leadership tussle that was on between the warring faction. And that situation threw me up as the Speaker. And ever since then, I have come on board. I've become a stabilizing factor. But unfortunately, we're unable to get our colleagues on board. Reasons because there were cases established in courts and there were restrictions that not until those cases are over, they will not be able to come for inauguration because they challenged us in court. We were defendants in that suit. And there were other areas we also challenged their eligibility. Because once you are a member-elect, there are processes with which you have to go through before having your inauguration, as well as those processes are, getting to administer your CCB and a few other documentaries that you needed to do and all of that. And don't forget that the issues we had was not the fact that we didn't want our colleagues to join us in the House, but rather they were challenging the eligibility of His Excellency the Governor to issue a proclamation. And the court clearly mentioned that the Governor only have one opportunity to issue such a proclamation
and
for
we
one
know
assembly.
all of that.
Yeah.
But then now we're questioning your openness to be able to work with people from the other side of the divide. If the experience in Edo has in no way dented or affected your capability to work with political opponents or political competitors.
Well, interestingly, even amongst
especially now as you head to a much larger house.
Yeah, interestingly, even amongst the 10, it will interest you to know that we had a member that was of the APC. And I'm a team player.
Okay.
And I have been in the APC before we moved into PDP as a reason of the infighting that was in the party then. And today, the result of the last election have thrown me up. And I'm coming to the national stage now to join hands with our brothers. And my belief is that coming to the 10th Assembly, that we're going to hang the garment of party out there and think of how we can, help to take Nigeria to the next level. And in the last few days that I've been in Abuja, I have been interacting with my colleagues. We have a group called the New Vision of the 10th National Assembly, where we have about over 200 of us new members elect, and we are all across board, and we relate like brothers, because for us at this point the responsibility is on our shoulders to see how we can legislate and take Nigeria to the next level. So when it comes to the issue of party, I don't see it as a barrier at all, because what bothers me most now is the development of Nigeria, and we understand the issue of the majority, the minority, and what have you at the National Assembly. And don't forget that it's no longer the usual two-party system. Today you have the APC, you have the PDP, you have Labour, you have ABGA, NMPP, and so many other parties. So these are parties that they all have something to bring on the table. And from what I've seen so far, relating with my colleagues across board, regardless of our region, you know, people from the up north, from the south, from the east, from the west, you know, you see that everybody is eager to, you know, come to bring about a remarkable change in helping Nigeria to be a better place.
You know, I have no doubt, absolutely no doubt that you have legislative experience. But even for you, the the Federal House of Representatives is a step up, meaning Nigeria is now your constituency beyond the people of Esan land. Do you feel adequate and fully prepared for the task ahead? And what gives you that edge?
Well, for me, the legislative experience, so to speak, I can tell you, yes, I'm coming from the state legislature, and as a presiding officer, I practically seen it all. And I believe that the responsibility of a lawmaker basically is to make laws, the powers to oversight, and to represent your people. As for the areas of representation, that's what I've been doing in a couple of years. And I can tell you that it's not, I'm no longer new, you know, from that angle, as well as the power of oversight. These are not things that I'm new to, having presided over the State House of Assembly. I can tell you that we have all that it takes to relate with our colleagues and do the needful by making sure we hold government accountable to every, you know, kobo we have powers to legislate on. And on the aspect of lawmaking, it's not different from that of the state at all, because it's still the processes of, you know, taking up motion, you know, and doing all that you need to do. Also, again, making sure that you are able to get the support of your colleagues, you know. So for me, it's not new at all.
Which is very critical. That is where the issue of lobbying comes into play.
Of course, we have, considering my background, we have that God's given talent, you know, to persuade, you know, to be able to persuade our colleagues to see that, look, whatever we're bringing on board is for the betterment of Nigeria. Because today, even though I represent the Igueben Federal Constituency, which has to be Esan West, Esan Central, and Igueben Federal Constituency, but I will be coming in to speak on behalf of Nigerians.
Indeed.
I'll be coming to speak for the Nigerian youths. I'll be coming to speak on behalf of Nigerian women. And all motions and bills are not going to be for my constituent alone, but for Nigerians. And we're going to see it from that angle to do the needful.
You know, you've mentioned these Nigerian women. You're almost sounding like a feminist. You know, you have also pledged to champion people-oriented bills. You talked about that would help guarantee food security, and then engendering women development. I'm sure you're aware of some of the pending gender bills before the 9th General Assembly, which generated lots of public debate and activism from gender groups, you know, protesting the decision of the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly that is, stepping down some of these bills. So when you say you will champion women's development, do you perhaps mean picking up from where some of these advocacies stopped, or you will be pushing your own feminist agenda? I mean, do you have some of the bills already in the kitty that you're waiting to just launch as soon as you get into the 10th National Assembly?
Well, first, I don't have personally bills in the kitty to bring on board, but I believe in women inclusion, giving women equal opportunity, you know, to participate in, you know, all level of governance, whether at the local government, at the state, or at national. And we shouldn't have any form of discrimination against women at all. And I believe that once they are given this kind of support and platform, they will be able to do very well.
Sorry to butt in here.
Yes.
I, just so I take you up on this line of thought, and I would like to go with an example. Say a group approaches you now as a federal lawmaker and says, look, we're a group interested in women development and inclusiveness, women inclusiveness in politics. And they said, look, this is our agenda. Let us legislate on, say, 40% women inclusion in appointive and legislative positions in Nigeria, so that now it becomes a function of law. Would you be interested in a bill like that or moving a bill like that?
Well, interestingly, I just mentioned that I believe in equal opportunity for women. And there shouldn't be any form of discrimination. If women are coming up with this 30% or 35% affirmative action or 40% or whatever, I personally believe that is some form of discrimination and limitation to women. So my advocacy is that we should give equal opportunity to women. And from the state where I'm coming from, I can tell you by the grace of God that the State Executive Council have, quite a number of women. And during the 5th alteration of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one of the positions that was taken by the state, which I went to Asaba to read on behalf of my state, had to talk about women inclusion, guaranteeing women's rights, indigenship, women's ability to...
So these issues you're raising are some of the pending bills before the National...
Exactly. So coming to National Assembly and I come across opportunities like this, you can be rest assured that I'll give you my support.
You've mentioned youth inclusiveness, women development and inclusiveness, food security. In fact, you even talked about security. Are there perhaps other agenda or issues you'd also like to pursue or to see on the plate, of the 10th National Assembly for deliberations, either during plenary or on the floor of the House or in committee sittings or something? I mean, some other issues you perhaps have not talked about.
Yeah, like I said, I'm coming to the National Assembly. I'm coming here to make myself available. I want to be visible, and I want to make myself accessible to all Nigerians. And any bills that have to do with youth development, that have to guarantee food security, because once there is food security and we have enough in abundance in the land, I'm not sure we'll have the crisis that we have today. So instead of belaboring myself to, be here and there, I just want to make the agenda very clear that, look, any bill that had to guarantee the people food security, that had to guarantee security of lives and property in Nigeria, that had to do with youth development, youth mainstreaming, and youth inclusiveness is something that I'm up for. So while I'm available to do all that I need to do, my doors will also be open to all Nigerians who have ideas, because no one knows it all. I'm here in the National Assembly. There are a lot of Nigerians who are looking for members that will help them push, some of these concerns. I'm very much available to do that. And I'm sure I'll be able to also navigate to get some of my colleagues that will also key into this vision.
You've talked about you being a youth representative, you'll be a women representative, you have a vocal, voice at the Federal House of Representatives. I hope you're not, these are not mere rhetorics, and then we'll not see you come to Abuja and then we'll see pictures of former speaker of, because at that time you would have become former speaker and now a member of the House of Representatives, you become Honorable Onobun, sleeping on TV, and then, like I asked my guest, one of the guests that I had on the program, you become an Abuja landlord, and then you become a visitor to Esan people, so that you only go once in a while to visit them, even though you've talked about opening constituency offices across town. But then, are these realistic goals for you? You don't become an Abuja landlord and a visitor to Esan Central, Esan West, and Igueben, and you don't sleep on the floor of the house. What exactly? Paint us a picture of the level of vibrancy we're going to see in the 10th National Assembly from you.
Well, what you expect is a young, energetic, vibrant, young legislature who will come to Nigeria, whose voice will be heard, who will be a voice to the voiceless, who will be a voice to the Nigerian youths, who will be a voice to the Nigerian masses. Because for me, I'm a community man. I'm going to be more of a visitor to Abuja because I like to be around my people. If I don't have any official engagement, I don't see any reason why I should be in Abuja most of the weekends. Once it's Friday and we don't have sittings, legislative sittings or committee work, you can be rest assured that I'll be heading home to be with my people. So if you check my track records of what we've been able to do at the Edo State House of Assembly, I'm very sure that you understand when I say that, look, I am here to give my all to this work that Esan people have asked me to come and represent them. And I, by the grace of God, I'm going to be working closely and hand in gloves with my colleagues from across the country to making sure that we make meaningful impact. Because as a young man, I believe that this is going to be a platform for me to also, climb to other responsibilities in the future. So for me, I can't wait to get this job started, and I believe that Nigerians will hear us.
Very well, because you do good, you can only do better next time. I mean, we've established the fact that you'll be new to the National Assembly. I mean, that's a fact. And then, of course, your party, the PDP, will be the largest minority. And that's an oxymoron, by the way. I mean, we've made allusions to that. But more important is the fact that you will still have a stake in the House leadership debate. Give me an idea of what quality constitution you expect to see in the next Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, who, of course, will definitely be from the ruling APC party.
Well, first, we are looking forward to having a speaker who looks across party borders, who looks beyond religious sentiments, who looks beyond ethnicity. And like I mentioned before, in the last few days, we have been interacting, and this is not within party lines. And I believe that at the end of the day, majority of us will align with someone, a detribalized Nigerian, who believes that the 10th Assembly is very unique. And considering the fact that we have multiple parties in the House, we want to elect a speaker who will be able to accommodate, who will be tolerant to other parties with lesser members. And at the end of the day, it is the business of Nigerians that should be the utmost concern to everyone. And we have begun to identify a few numbers among those who have come around to say they are contested. Certainly, the speakership is going to come from the APC because they are the majority in the House. And I can assure you that we'll be giving the needed support as a party to such a person to do his best and, by the grace of God, help to engage the executive and not to shortchange Nigerians, but rather to engage the executive constructively in order to churn out policies and programs that will help to develop Nigeria.
Right, Honorable Marcus Onobun, Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, and member-elect, Esan Central, Esan West, and Igueben Federal Constituency. I'd like to thank you so much for coming on the mandate tonight. It's been a pleasure, it's been a delight speaking with you on these matters. Thank you so much. And congratulations, by the way. I think I forgot to say that at the beginning. Congratulations and welcome to Abuja.
Thank you so much. That congratulations is very much in order.
I mean, this is the unofficial welcome, or, we could do the official welcome somewhere. Official. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Time now to take a break. When we return, we would have the superlative senator, aka 313, in the studio. In the event that you have absolutely no idea who that is, then just sit back and tarry. We'll be back presently. We brought you the ballot. Are you not tainted by association and not worried that your good manners may likely get corrupted?
No, I don't think so.
Personality data profiling of citizens in the country.
Now we bring you the mandate. Join us Mondays and Tuesdays at 10:05 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. The mandate showing on the network service of the NTA.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor